Glory to Ukraine, glory to brave Ukrainian army. Ukraine stands, Ukraine's fighting for the whole democracy in the world. We will definitely win. Pierre de Ronsard or Akvarel Rose 85, and a little bit windy weather here in my garden and in my region, in my area maybe, and I will try to demonstrate you beauties, late September beauties, and of course, as usual, I will inform you about our situation, and as you know, according to this so-called liberal or so-called oppositioners, right, Russians oppositioners, which are sleeping in their warm beds abroad, which are not doing any oppositional actions in their native land, Russia Federation. They are just flew out of their country, and now they are trying to convince us that there are more than 500,000 Putins are on the territory of Ukraine, in different parts of Ukraine. There are really more than 500,000 of Putins here. They are trying to occupy more and more territories. They are trying to kill more and more people. They are trying to torture more and more civil people. And they commit international crimes. They commit crimes against humanity, as was filmed by different associations, international associations, course crimes, etc., etc. And yeah, they are just usual Putins, of course. They are not usual Russians. No, no way. You know, according to that liberal men and women, there are no usual Russians here in Ukraine. Yeah, only Putin. He's fighting against us, but he is doubled 500,000 quantity of times. And Pierre de Ronsard variety, one of most prominent, and I think one of the most popular in the world, not only here in Ukraine but in the world as well. We can meet it in many gardens throughout the countries, and definitely in many gardens throughout Ukraine, in different regions of Ukraine, and it performs pretty good. Now this is the last flower, maybe a couple more buds to come, but I think this is its final blooming, final flowering, and the season will be over. And in parallel with this latest science, with this latest rays of sunshine, of rose blooming, we have insects, this very tiny green or dark brown insects. They came with new strengths, and they just torture our rose bushes, rose petal, rose branches, and rose buds, and we need to fight against them as well. Pierre de Ronsard, sorry that I could not demonstrate you the whole bush covered with flowers, but it is such a date on the calendar that it could not be covered with flowers, unfortunately. His brother or sister, her sister, let's call it such a name, Cyclamen Pierre de Ronsard, and I think this is, not I think, but I'm sure this is a sport of Cyclamen Pierre de Ronsard, or of Pierre de Ronsard rose variety. And it repeats the same form of flower, the same count of petals, the same nature of bush, the same nature of leaves, of branches, and of maybe resistant to diseases, etc., etc. And it blooms in clusters as well as Akvarel Rose 85. But I must say that this period, this season, not period but season, the whole season 2024 in my garden, Cyclamen Pierre de Ronsard, it demonstrated a much more prominent performance. and it was much more noticeable and much more attractive. It had it is more branchy because it had a better wintering, and as a result of this wintering there were more green green petal green branches than on its or her main sister, and as a result I've had more generous bush and of course more clusters of flowers. I will try to demonstrate you more of them, but of course they are not of their highest quality already because of this date, late September, and of course it would be naive for me to expect the flush, the prominent flush from all the varieties. Some of them demonstrating this, but not all of them. And these insects which I have mentioned, they are here and they are just very aggressive, a lot of them. I thought that I have overcome them with during the summer season, but not. They are here with new strengths and with new destruction to our favorite flower, our favorite bushes. Except roses, of course, I have different perennials, annuals, different plants, flowering plants, and among them this is Colchicum, and it is a very dangerous species. It is it is forbidden to touch it even for a second, because it will cause damages on the skin, and it causes really serious results to our immune system and to our health. So yeah, I have planted it. I did not know about this. Maybe if I knew this, I would rather not to plant it. But now it is here, and it is there are of course many varieties of this Colchicum flower, and they could be double, they could be semi-double, they could be single, and size of flower is different between varieties. And of course this is most prominent and most attractive because of its form of the flower, and of course because of its double petals, and yeah, its life not so long lasting, and although it's not so long lasting, of course it catches attraction, catches our eyes, especially during the season where we have not so many flowers on the rose bushes, but we are trying to combine, that's why we are trying to combine roses with different other plants like hydroneas, like other flowers, and this one as well. But yeah, it is dangerous, and maybe I will think about leaving it in my garden even, because of course I could control what I do, but I have kids and they are pretty young, and I could not control each their step. Of course they are warned about this. They usually they do not touch flowers, and they know about these dangers, but it's better not to have such flowers at all in my garden. Of course, interesting whether this flower, this plant, it is popular in your garden, and how do you care about it? Would be grateful for your comments. Novalis, I have shown it in my summer videos, and it is also very interesting, very attractive because of color. As I have mentioned maybe during that time, such color is pretty popular here in Ukraine, and we have a lot of varieties which we could buy in garden centers and plant in our gardens, in our places where we love flowers, where we usually grow flowers. And this one, Novalis, it is fragrant, it is pretty healthy, and I think it has ADR sign of resistant and maybe very how to say, a very well performing variety. But what I will remind you that yeah, there is war in Ukraine, and yesterday Russia occupiers they attacked Kharkiv residential buildings. They have attacked multi-store buildings, 10 plus. 10 plus stores buildings. They have destroyed separate sections from sword to they destroyed three grounds, three stores of separate sections in that residential building. So you could imagine what rescue services found under the ruins of that sections, and terrorism. This democratic country, strong West, they demonstrate their weakness against terrorists as Russia, as other terrorist countries, and terrorists only understand strengths, not weakness. A weak position, this is not about them, of course, and if these Western countries, and they are, demonstrate their weak position, this will not stop, of course, Russian aggression. Strong position, strength in this war, of course, is demonstrated by our soldiers, but by our men and women on the front line, on the battlefield. They are 24 hours per 7 days per week from 2014, as Russia occupied Ukraine from 2014. They are fighting and fighting and fighting against that non-human, I would say, non-humanized, maybe dehumanized nation, which came to kill, to make genocide, and to make the burn land after themselves, because we've had the cities, very big cities, Bakhmut, Avdiivka, Pokrovsk, and other cities, of course Donetsk, Luhansk, etc. They were very rich, there were people, millions of people there, and they, these Russia terrorists, they just leave ruins, destruction, and burnt ground after themselves. So hearts rose, I'm not sure whether it is focused correctly, because it's deep red variety, deep red colored variety, and it's pretty hard for the camera to concentrate and to make a distinct focus on such colors. Hope that it made this with success. One of my opening for this season. I do not prefer floristic varieties here in my garden because of biological treatment I apply to them. And biological treatment, it is not so strong as chemical pesticides, of course. And such, in addition, such varieties as floristics, as roses for different wedding aims, they are not by default, by their meaning, they are not resistant to diseases. They are mostly susceptible to diseases, and it's very hard to control such diseases, especially on such treatment and as I have. But from time to time I want to break my rules, of course, because there are so many different interesting flowers, interesting varieties, that I want them all more and more, and plant them more and more, and just try to get the best I can from those varieties. Novalis once more, and maybe I will show you another floristic variety, but it is focusing not on the right thing. This is Hypnose, and it is also very, very, I would say, poor one, poor kid. Because it is not so attractive, because it is also susceptible to diseases. It is not resistant to diseases at all, and it requires non-stop or continuous treatment of this applying of these biological pesticides or biological fungicides. And yeah, I think it's time to get rid of it, but it's hard to do this because it has very interesting color, it has very interesting palette, it has really a very interesting flower, classic hybrid, but not so big, not so huge. It's very neat, it's very attractive, it's opening very slowly, and it shows different shades of beige with milk, coffee with milk, and even greenish beige. Very interesting variety. And this beige, it could be more cold shade or more warm shade, and it makes it even more attractive. And one more variety, it's exclusive, I would say. It's not so, yeah, you will not maybe see it even as of now on YouTube, because this is Ukrainian bread. It is bred in Kyiv Botanical Garden, our main garden of our capital, Kyiv, and it is called Akvarel Rose Park. And as you can see, it's very bright. It's so fruity, or maybe even very bright pink. Very interesting one, very noticeable, very attractive one. It's classic hybrid with classic hybrid flower. It's this flower, it's opening very slowly, and it shows this high scent, and then it will be opening and stay. At some point it will stay, and it will be in this state till the end of its blooming. A very interesting color, of course, very I would say non-usual color, even in my garden with more than 200 varieties. It's a pretty unique one. So yeah, I think it becomes more and more popular here in our gardens, and I hope that wintering of this bush, it will be lucky. And I would be happy owner of it the next season, and I will demonstrate it to you, of course. Hope so, because we have winter before. Winter is coming, winter is close, and winter for you, this is usual period, right? As other winters, nothing special, I would say. But for us, winter, this is from 2022. This is of course more and more stressful because of these blackouts, because of intentional bombarding and terrorizing of our power plants, of our power stations, and of course sounds of kinjals and other missiles. They are very drastic, and they are devastating in reality, of course. And of course we are under risk, even I am, and every Ukrainian. There is no safe place. Of course there are more safe place and less safe place, but this is only yeah, no one is in a guarantee 100 guarantee safe place. Of course we are all under the risk of these shaheds, of these missiles. So yeah, Quicksilver on your screens, in the color, in the focus, Quicksilver Rose variety, second season in my garden, and it is stated as a climber, and of course I am expecting it to be climber. Maybe next year, I will see. It will be a wintering. I will make it more parallel to the ground, and will cover it with winter clothes. With winter not cloth but fabric. We have special fabric here, and we are covering it with this fabric, and then we hope that winter will be successful, not only for our flowers, but first of all for us. And I will be showing you my beauties and telling my impressions about them next season as well. Yeah, now I am thanking you. I thank you for attention, for listening, for watching, for commenting, for any help. As I mentioned, winter is coming not only for us, of course, but for our soldiers as well, and they will need different warm appliances on the front lines. So I am continuously leaving a link to United 24. This is of course this is of course source which you could trust, because this is international source, and we have a lot of ambassadors of United 24 throughout the world, all those people who are for human beings, of course, who have understanding of the cause of this war and of the reasons of this war, and that reason is Russia terrorist state. They understand it and they help us in real actions to overcome, to fight and to stand and to win in this victory. Because for you this may be very far, and this is mostly news and maybe some videos from time to time, but for us we are of course we see this aggression, we see these genocides, we see this crimes they commit against humanity, and this is real. This is not some play or some game as you may think of, but this is a real war. Thanks, till the next video, and bye.